I don't think I'll be able to work a job. I'm constantly asking myself, like, is this worth it? It's not for me. When I started becoming an entrepreneur and really like so many different side hustles, so many different businesses, I was burnt out from the job. But then as an entrepreneur, I was burnt out from doing all the things that I was doing. So then it was like, okay, Janelle, you've got to pick one or pick two, not 10. I was literally doing 10 things. So, we like money. It is what it is.
Our experiences have shown us like, yeah, deal with this. Otherwise, this is what's going to be your portion if you go back. So burnout and overwhelming things, it'll let me know that, hey, I need to build another system in my electrical mind. Like I need to build another circuit or something.
I just realized something. We didn't define burnout.
Oh,
we're just talking.
Yeah,
what is burnout? Okay, everybody, we're back for another episode of In the Black. I'm Janelle, and we're here with my co-host.
I'm Tre'elle, y'all. Hey.
Hey. I'm excited again for another episode. I guess this is what we're doing. Sessions. This is
session. Yes.
Yes, this is a session and In the Black. We're working on fully branding this, right? So we have to make sure we use the right words. Yes. I want to talk about that later. But so how are you today, Tre'elle?
I'm doing really well. I was having a really enlightening week, so I'm excited to talk about this conversation because I think it's going to come out. And yeah, I'm doing well. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. This is like my highlight of my week to have these conversations, right? Because it gives me a space to kind of vent, but in a positive way, right? It's okay to vent, but in a positive way. So today I think our topic is burnout, right? Our first topic, is that right?
Yes.
So because as entrepreneurs, I know that for me, I have gone through this several times of going through burnout, feeling overwhelmed. And I'm sure that you can relate as well as probably the people that are listening or watching this.
Bruh, I can sit here and say that if I don't quit, like feel like quitting every other week, man, like it's just like, woo, yeah, this is too much. But yet we just take it a day by day. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm aligned. Yeah.
I'm constantly asking myself, like, is this worth it? But then I'm able to do things with my time that I know if I had a 9 to 5 or was doing something else, I wouldn't be able to do. I wouldn't be able to be present for my kids. I wouldn't be able to be present for myself in the way that I am if I had those other obligations.
Listen, we gonna talk about this because like we left off speaking about your experience working at a major bank out here in these streets and how, similar situations. Like I think we can really talk about it, like why we choose to understand why we choose to push through the burnout and identify it so that we don't return back to that place. I think our experiences have shown us like, yeah, deal with this. Otherwise, this is what's going to be your portion if you go back. So, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I found that out really early. Like I said, I was working at that bank from 19 to 21. And so by 21, I was like, I don't think I'll be able to work a job. It's not for me. I found that out really, really, really early. So when I started becoming an entrepreneur and really like hustling, because that's what I was doing, I was really hustling, like so many different side hustles, so many different businesses that I had done as an entrepreneur, multi-passionate, right? That it was like I started to say, okay, I was burnt out from the job, but then as an entrepreneur, I was burnt out from doing all the things that I was doing. So then it was like, okay, Janelle, you've got to pick one, right? Or pick two, not 10, because I was literally doing 10. I was literally doing 10 things. It's like, what are you doing? Pick one. And then my family's part Jamaican. So they say that that's a thing as well, right? We have like a whole bunch of jobs. So, we like money. That is what it is.
I say, who don't like money? Stop playing.
Right. Well, some people don't. I think they don't. They might be allergic. I try to pay people these days, and that'll be a whole nother topic we'll talk about later. Like, I got money, want to pay.
Oh man. Yeah. I know for me, when I worked in the military, I told myself I would never work that hard a day in my life. And then I chose this path and I feel like I work harder. But it's more fulfilling. It's like it's like a shot clock for me. Like if I'm down, I know I'm gonna go into overdrive to like get the win. And I feel like what helps me with being in that space is being a competitor, like at heart, just loving basketball and all of that kind of stuff like that. Like I just like I feel like entrepreneurship is a sport. And so I have to learn how to pace myself. So when I'm experiencing that burnout and stuff, I'm like, yo, let me take a seat on the bench real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some rest. Let me take a nap, do something different so that so that I can come back stronger so I can win this final quarter of the day. You know what I mean? And I think I need to write that down. See, I got my notebook, like, hold up, let me treat my days like quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold up. Go ahead. I gotta write this
Yeah.
down.
What are you making a note of? What did I miss? What are you making a
Oh
note
my
of in your
gosh.
notebook?
So taking my days as a quarter, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you got what, like realistically, like 8 hours, right? For a regular work day. So like breaking that 8 hours down to Q1, Q2, Q halftime, and then like Q3, Q4, you know what I'm saying? So I could be like, all right, I'm down in the half, you know what I'm saying? I got to pick it up. I ain't accomplished all my to-dos at this point, so let me kick it into overdrive, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I was just thinking, like, if I treat my days like a quarter in basketball or like a game in basketball, I think I'll have a little bit more fun in doing so and accomplish more things. That's where my mind went like
No,
that
I
quick.
love that. I love that. You know what? That's a good thing to segue to. Like Trielle, her mind constantly works in basketball, right? It constantly basketball and like electrician at work, right? So she's constantly moving in that realm. So you have to find the realm that works for you. How does your mind work? I know for me, it's like I need my to-do list, I need my block scheduling. I think I mentioned that to you guys before, where I block out my time to an hour increment. This hour is all, this is all I'm doing. Even getting on and having this conversation with Tria, we were like, this is our block. We have a hard stop by this time. It has to stop by this time. Because
Yeah.
if you don't have those boundaries in place, that's when the overwhelming burnout comes in.
Mm,
I think
mm,
I was telling Trielle that for me, I don't like my clients to have my telephone number. Now, my telephone number is a business phone number, but I don't feel like they should have my phone number because what tends to happen is they're calling me. I have a client right now. He's calling me right now. We're working on a website for him. And he calls me and he's like, well, I'm updating the graphics files for you right now. That was 2 days ago. I still haven't got them yet. So what was the point of you calling me to tell me that? Like that's literally all he said. And he was like, I was like, okay, I look forward to getting them. And that was it. So then it's like that breaks my pattern of what I'm doing in my block hour because I'm picking up my client's call. Of course, I need to pick up their call just to make sure, that I need
yeah.
everything. So, but if he had just sent an email, I could have just wrote it out in 10 seconds. Okay, great. Look forward to it. Right. So it wouldn't break my concentration. So just knowing what works for you and setting up those boundaries. Some people say their clients have to have their phone number. That's a requirement for them because that works for their business. So what will work for your business to put your boundaries in place so you don't go into overwhelm and burnout?
That was so good because like you mentioned the cell phone. I barely pick up my business line as well. Like it just goes to voicemail and it'll like do a transcribe and then when I'm free I'll respond to them. But I try to keep my clients in an app, in one of my project management app. And then I put the notifications on so that it doesn't bug me. You know what I mean? I check the app at a certain time to get back to the notifications because when I first started, I started experiencing burning out with the project management app because now it's like a text message. Now they can hit me up in the chat and then I'm just like responding. And I was like, oh, hold on, let me turn these notifications off. So like just learning that burnout and overwhelming things, it'll let me know that, hey, I need to build another system. I need to, like you said, like in my electrical mind, like I need to build another circuit or something so that it can bypass and go this way. Like that's how I'm thinking about it. So if I have to turn my notifications off, if I have to set a reminder to check my project management app, then that's the things that I need to do because I found myself getting exhausted trying to be readily available at any given time when I know that's not realistic for the lifestyle that I have, you know? So I wanted to add that.
No, that's great. But I actually want to take a step back because I just realized something. We didn't define burnout.
Oh,
We're just talking.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What is burnout?
Listen. Ooh, okay. Go
But you
give your
define. No,
definition.
no. I want you to give your definition. I'll give mine. What's your definition?
Okay, so I define burnout as being depleted of my energy level, my creative level. It happens in different spaces because the different places inside of me. So like a creative burnout for me is like I can't even think creatively. I can't even consider something because it's too heavy for me. I am stressed out by thinking or trying to think. That's when I know that I've reached a level of burnout when I'm unable to put an output of what I'm normally doing as my normal self in. You know what I mean? So if I'm not able to give you that in binary numbers like a one and a zero, like if I'm not able to give you a one and I'm just spitting out zeros, that's when I know that I am at burnout. I need to recharge. It's almost like an introvert being in a extroverted out an extroverted space in parties and stuff, and you're just like, I'm ready to go, I can't take this, da, 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 da. That's what I feel anxiety if I start to try to think about something creatively. So that's my definition of burnout, if I'm not able to put out something great, something on a high in my normal self. So, yeah.
No, I love that. I agree with you. I'm going to add another layer to that and just say simply burnout to me is not wanting to do it anymore. That's it. You don't want to do business anymore. You don't, it may look like, and it could possibly be depression, but it may look like depression and not be depression, right? So you're in the bed and you don't want to get out the bed. You don't want to answer your client calls. You don't want to do anything. You don't even want to deal with your kids because remember, burnout is all parts of your life, right? So you might be burnt out in your business, but you're also probably burnt out at home, whether it's with kids, whether it's with your loved ones, whatever it is, you're burnt out overall. So everything that Tre'elle said, but just add in the fact that this is a mindset where you just feel like you can't go forward. You're not creating, you're not doing all the things, but you just can't do anything else. You're like, I think I'm gonna go work at McDonald's.
Mm.
And not no shade at all. But
I mean, if we hear it in the black, they not working at McDonald's. So,
I know, but we need McDonald's workers because I need, my coffee and stuff. Okay, please, thank you.
listen.
But yeah, that's what I feel like burnout is. And so I was burned out maybe 8 out of the 12 months last year, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest with
Wow.
you. And here's how I know that I was burned out. Because I only made money for 4 months out of the year last year. Significant money. I made a couple $100 some months, but significant money the last a couple 4 months out of the year. I just looked because when I was doing my taxes, I looked at my
Wow.
profit and loss statement. I was looking at the months, and it was a 4 months that I made significant money that covered my whole year. So imagine if I was able to work the full 12 months.
Yeah. No, because like when I filed my income taxes, I was just like, that's it? For
Mm.
real, for real. So that's helping me even identify that I knew I was burnt out because I started letting everything go. Anything that felt too heavy for me to even think or consider or create, I just started letting it go. I felt like for me, burnout is when the grace is no longer with me, when I no longer have the strength to continue. And so I unplugged my business and I was just like, I'm just going to be refocusing on what is the message. I think that I felt like I lost sight of what I was doing and I was treating myself like a freelancer versus an agency. And so I needed time to recover and recoup and all of that. And I know you mentioned the word reset, but you are absolutely spot on. If you were like 8 out of the 12, then I'd probably be like 10 out of 12. I didn't want to do it. I needed a break. I needed a rest. And I'm just grateful that my husband was able to pick up where I left off because I needed it, like for real, for real. I think I've been going hard nonstop for like 7 years.
Yeah.
And this was the first time I was just like, yeah, no, I don't have a yes in me. I don't have a thought. I don't have a spark in me. We could talk about that more about the creative arc as we get through the time, but like, yeah, I'm gonna write that down so I can share what the creative arc is because I don't want to leave y'all hanging. But go ahead.
um so I just feel like when you start to feel yourself, because it's going to happen, right? Regardless,
Yeah.
it's inevitable, right? But as women, as Black women, I feel like we just keep pushing through. We just keep saying that we're just going to get to this place that never actually really comes, because once you
Yeah.
get to where you think you're going to get to, then more comes up. You got to keep going and keep going. It's just too much. So
Mm.
for me personally, I've just been taking time for myself, putting some makeup on, getting myself set for the day. I have my to-do list pre-written out for the day. That way, once the to-do list is done, I'm really like, you know what, I'm really done, because that's what I had set in my mind to do at 7 a.m. So
Hmm.
anything extra is bonus. And I'm not into doing anything extra right now. That's going to be for
Mm.
tomorrow's task. So I'll actually sit down and write it on the next day's task so I don't overwhelm myself. So yeah, I could keep going, but why? If I'm already done with my task for the day. And my tasks are like 10 items long. So I'm getting a lot done.
Yeah.
So why continue to do 11, 12, and 13? I could just write it on the next day's worth of work and go relax.
Ooh, so this is a good segue, Janelle. Like, how can we give some advice on how to recognize burnout? Like, how do we know we're going down burnout's lane?
Yeah, I think we kind of talked about that. Like, if you feel like you're overwhelmed with things, you don't want to do it anymore. You don't
Hmm.
want to get out the bed anymore. You feel like you're going to go get a job, and as an entrepreneur, you don't work a job. You're like, no. You feel like you want to get a job, you're probably burnt out. If you are asking yourself, why am I doing this? Instead of knowing your why, you're asking, why am I doing this? You're probably burnt out.
Okay. And you were already given some great examples on like how to um alleviate the burnout, like what steps we can take. And one of the things you said, like, I'll have my to-do list, and then once I'm done, I'm putting it on tomorrow. Why do 11, 12, 13 when I had 1 through 10 for today? Is there any other things that you can think of that we can share with the people that can help them with not getting to that point, not going down burnout's lane?
I think we should do those as power plays.
Ooh, we ain't ready for the power play yet, y'all. We ain't going there just yet. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. We'll do a power play in a second. Um,
Okay.
so when you said to relax, like what does like relaxation look like for you, for Janelle?
Oh, there are some books. If I could get a good mystery or a good romance book in my hand, that would be amazing. That I'm serious. Or even watching a good show. I've discovered this show called Watson on Amazon Prime. It's like Sherlock Holmes has died, and they've taken Watson and put him from the mid-century into now. I'm not sure how it works. And it's with Morris Chestnut, I think his name is.
Ah, okay.
Lord have mercy.
Ah.
Yes. 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 That's all I'm
Okay
gonna say.
then. Listen, I'm gonna put that in my note because I need a good series. Stop playing.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And it's like a house. It's like a spin on house. So he's a medical doctor trying to solve people's medical issues in their body. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Mm. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
So that's how I relax. A little TV, a little book reading. What about you?
Music, all right? So I enjoy creating when I don't have a price tag associated with it is like relaxation for me. At first I used to take all of my creative giftings and charge for it, but some things are not meant to be charged. Some things just need to be for me. So I will be in here, I'll be playing the piano, playing my guitar, I'll be recording some beats, some things that just make me happy. So I'll probably lean towards trap first, you know what I'm saying? Like, and get some like hey, like get myself like back hyped up, you know what I'm saying? Or singing something soulful or writing. So music and writing is a form of relaxation for me. um Chilling with my husband, like intentional time,
Mm-hmm.
like I need him because he's my safe space as well, so making sure that we take that time to just have a, whether it's like 30 minutes in the car, like I just need to like decompress. That's a way that I relax as well. And watching TV, I like anything dealing with entertainment. So if it's music or just watching a good show, a show that I'm on right now, heavy is the rookie, right? It's action. It's like giving a little love scene, little Chinford type of thing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at the TV though, acting out my favorite character. So like Nyla, for an example, I'll have the captions on and I'm like, yo, I can play that role. I can play that role. And so then I'll like pause and be like, I can play that role. So I'm like I immerse myself in things like that, and I think that's ways that I can relax as well. So, period. Oh,
Are you
and
reenacting these scenes?
yes, Janelle, I am. Yes. So it's to the point, like my husband would just look at me, and I was like, he's like, "You got it. You got." I know I got it. Like y'all put me in y'all movie or something. Stop playing. I could be a little walk in, a little extra, or something. You know what I'm saying? Give me a uniform. I got you. Like yeah. So that's ways. I guess that's how I relax. But relaxing for me is having fun. So if I'm able to have fun and doing what I'm doing, then I'm good.
I love that. I love that. I wanted to see, let's see. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we get to the power plays? I know you mentioned the creative arc. Are we mentioning that in this series, in this session, or is
Oh
that for
yeah,
another
so
session?
for me, right, there's something that I speak on often, especially in Tag It Branded. I talk about the creative arc. It's pretty much the fire triangle for creatives. Okay, so when I think of a fire triangle, we know we need heat, fuel, and oxygen in order for the fire to combust and do what it needs to do, right? And so when it comes to the creative arc, instead of heat, fuel, and oxygen, I use autonomy, competencies, and relatedness, or autonomy, relatedness, competencies to make arc, right? And if I am unable to be autonomous in what I'm doing, which is why a 9 to 5 doesn't work for me, I don't want to say that I don't follow rules well. I just know that the creative in me needs a space for me to be. So if the space allows me to innovate and think creatively and I'm able to be fully myself and bring all that I am, not just pieces, then my autonomy is up. If I'm able to relate with what I'm doing, my work to the purpose, or my work to the passion, or my work to the impact, whatever it is that is relatable for me, if I'm able to relate to something, then my fire just is about to kindle. And then competencies is like, do I understand it? Is there the wisdom? Am I able to grow? Am I able to learn? Is this something that I can help others be competent in, which is why I love to teach and like speak and encourage and stuff, because that makes me like, gets me going. And so if I can have my autonomy, my competencies, and my relatedness, that's how I know my value, and that's how I know that my fire is kindled, it's burning. You know what I'm saying? Overwhelming and burnout to me acts as a firefighter. In the words of Brene Brown, a candle blower outer, somebody who want to literally take away your candle from burning, like blowing on your candle before making a wish type of deal, like a candle blower outer. You don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with a firefighter. And so anytime I see that something is changing my ability to be autonomous, that's somebody trying to out my fire, that's how I know that I'm about to get into overwhelming or burnout. If I compromise in any of my triangles, I know burnout is showing up within the next, few moments, because yeah, no. So don't compromise your arc. And that's my word for me. Like, don't compromise my arc. Therefore, I won't worry about being burnt out or overwhelmed. But I build my system around keeping my fire burning, because I don't want firefighters, not my client, not my system, not no nothing is worth the compromise of my fire burning. So that's the creative arc, period.
Message. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So definitely figure out what your creative arc is and how you guys can implement that system into your business. Remember, this is all about branding, and that's what Tre'elle loves to do and what she specializes in. So when she's talking about basketball or the electrician or the creative arc, those are all part of her brand that makes her
Yeah,
unique. So stepping into your brand and what makes you unique, how does your brain work? It should show in your brand, right? I was thinking about that this morning.
let's
Like
go.
I was thinking about I turned on some music. My daughter and I, we are into music. She's only 4, but when I tell you that girl can hit a beat, I
Let's
have no rhythm whatsoever. I have
go.
none. Okay. I have literally no rhythm. But this girl, she can hit, I can I'm gonna jam with her, but she can hit a beat. So we're jamming this morning to Whitney and Deborah Cox, right? Yes, she's old. Yes, we are jamming this morning.
4 years old, but she
Yeah.
got good taste. You raising a good one.
She's got some good taste. And she's like, I need to listen to Mariah Carey. I need, if that's her, yes, Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is what she calls her. But we were listening, and I was like, this needs to be tied into my brand. Right. And I know this is a little off topic, but this is literally what I was thinking this morning, like tying my music, my love of music into my brand and how I can do that. Right. So, but that music was changing the mood of the morning for us.
Mm,
So when you're going through, and I think this is how I'm tying it together. Yes. When you're going through burnout, put on some good music that you love, right?
yes.
You feel like, oh my God, today I'm not making it. Yesterday I was not making it. My computer crashed. I had all kind of issues. Turned on some music, and my day just kind of picked up. And that's what's
Yeah.
her this morning. She had a little attitude. She didn't want to go to school. We turned on some jams for her. She was dancing, eating her pancakes this morning, right? So turning on some music
Mm.
and stepping yourself out of your mindset. Go take a walk, get some fresh air, touch your toes in the grass, do something.
Yes. Yes. Go to the beach if you lucky.
Yes, ride out, go on a road trip. I know me, I used to just hit the road. I got to go when
Let's
you're feeling
go.
funky and just let it all go, because it's really the next tomorrow, it's not even going to matter. It really isn't.
Oh, this is a good segue. So even scrolling this morning, I was on Instagram. My husband had sent a reel about this dude talking about triggers and
Mm,
like finding the things that trigger you. He was just like the external thing is not the thing that triggers you. It's the ammunition of the things that you have not processed that
mm,
does. So if you find yourself like trying to bulldoze your way out of the out of a situation, or you burnt out, but I just gotta keep on going. You are literally building ammunition in like your nervous system to explode at the lightest or slightest thing. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't want to have that inside of us. We don't want to have any type of negative, I guess like negative energy or anything inside of you to cause you to explode or implode, or want to feel like you don't want to get out of bed. Nah, we want to move, we want to get up, we want to get active. You know what I'm saying? So yes, like you said, go for a walk. When Janelle and I started talking, I was walking, like my time with her was on the walk, you know what I mean? And like, all right, well, we got back to the, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So she knows like getting out for a walk is something that I would do in a heartbeat if weather is permitting. Or just like being okay with not having anything to do. I think that's
mm,
another thing. You know what I mean? Like just being like,
mm.
nope, I'm not answering my phone. Nope. Because silence and stillness is a good way to bring that, like restore you as well. So like, yeah, that was good. And the music, when you started talking to that, like, oh, my husband and I, we teach on this when we're, in church or whatever, speaking on worship, how important an atmosphere is. Like creating an atmosphere, sounds
Mm,
are atmosphere, sounds are moving waters to your spirit. You know what I'm saying? So it can take you where you want to go. It can take you up a stream into a flow that can take you to where you need to be. It can cause you, you know what I'm saying? And also do some good things in your body. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't gonna talk frequencies and all that kind of stuff, but I just know that sounds and the different types of sounds and tones, it can really do a lot for you. You know what I'm saying? So yes, incorporate music. I got lo-fi jazz, lo-fi hip hop, like lo-fi
mm,
music, like yeah,
mhm.
like to get that
Yeah.
back. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, no, I like to just talk on that a little bit more about the atmosphere, because remember that atmosphere is all five senses. So we
yeah,
were just talking about hearing, right? So what about the sense? Remember, when you smell something, you were like, I remember that from when I was younger.
yes,
That reminds me of my childhood.
yes.
Ooh, that's a happy memory, that smell right there. Creating that for yourself. What sense do you need to bring into your home, into your office, into your life
That is
to
so
make you
good.
feel happy? Rugs on the ground, you're rubbing your feet while you're working. Bringing that sense is that touch,
Mm,
bringing that sense around. So you feel
yes.
comforted while you're working. What are you
Also, just
looking?
that ergonomic stuff, you know what I'm saying? Making
Right,
sure that you
right,
have the right things for your back to touch.
right,
All
right,
of that. Go ahead, keep going. You on
right.
the flow. Go ahead.
Right. No, no, but what are you looking at, right? Is your scenery, is your office set up? Your office is beautiful where you are, Vaughn. It's beautiful. So where I work is beautiful. You want where you look at to, be beautiful,
Yeah.
because that's setting up your atmosphere. So sight, sound, smell, everything. You want it to trigger a happy thought so that you're not constantly feeling like,
Mm,
why am I doing this? When you step into your office, you're like, oh my gosh, look at this place. I love it in here. It smells
yeah.
amazing. It looks amazing. It sounds, my music is playing. I think
Like,
Trielle mentioned on our last session where she had Alexa set up routines. Well, have your routine set. So before you come into the door, Alexa's playing that lo-fi. She's
yeah,
playing that frequency ready for you, right? Yes. So
all of
set that
that.
atmosphere. This is your time. This is your life. You only get one.
Ooh.
So,
And not also include plants. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be like
oh,
a yeah,
mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm,
throw in some good plants. That's something that I'm trying to get into. I felt like I never had a green thumb, but I do have like aloe like all around my downstairs. Like I started with one baby plant when I was working at ODU,
mm-hmm,
and the mommy just kept having babies, and so like I just have a bunch of aloe all across the place. But I know that there's also like a an atmosphere that green plants does, the filtration, having good air, you know what I'm saying? Have you like dehumidifier or whatever or something like, you know what I'm saying? Just to make sure that you are comfortable, like for real, for real. You're so right. That is so good.
mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
atmosphere. Oh, and eat because we're talking about taste. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget to eat well. Like eat the things that is going to help your body continue to fuel what it is that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So instead of eating heavy during the day, eat something light, eat something bright, eat something that'll lift you up. You know what I'm saying? Give you the right energy and all of that kind of stuff, depending on your body, your taste buds and all of that kind of stuff. Just eat well, eat clean throughout the day so that you can keep your mind clear and not foggy or tired or, like from heavy foods and stuff. So that's where the
I,
taste I think would come in.
yeah, I think that that's going to be an episode that we talk about is about eating. But Trielle yesterday was telling me that she had some water. I think it was yesterday. Had some water. It was some fruit in it, and
Yeah.
the way she described it just made it sound like it was so yummy. And I was like, ooh,
Girl, I
so
had some
just doing
mint
that,
and some mint and some mandarins. So I just put some
right?
mint and mandarins in some water in my cup because I'm like, I don't like to drink basic water.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And
need
just
to have
that,
something in it.
yeah, just that. It's small. It's small things. Dropping a couple mandarins in some water and a mint leaf.
Period. Throw some lemons,
That's it.
cucumbers, or something. Like, throw whatever you got in there that's good for
Mm-hmm.
you. So,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so are we ready for a power play?
I think we're ready for the power play.
Power play! Yeah, I love the power
um,
play.
so I feel like we can tie a couple of things together and make a large power play, but I think we've talked on most of these things. And I think
Okay.
the biggest thing for burnout is to create a plan, whether that is journaling, walking, meditating, whatever your plan is, setting up your schedule. I know this is something that I'm struggling with right now. I need to sit down and doing it, decluttering my home, decluttering this desk because it looks a hot
Mm,
mess. You can't see it, but it's a mess. So decluttering everything and getting yourself fully organized before you start any work. Like I have a huge project coming up. Take that night before and declutter, plan out everything before you start that project, right?
yeah.
Getting everything organized. And then, like I said, block scheduling your time. I'm going to work on this project for 2 hours straight. I'm going to get up, take a 15-minute break, and get back to work for those 2 hours, right? But also implementing a no work time frame, calendaring your lunch. Put your lunch on a calendar like you have a job. Put a break on your calendar. I used to calendar my nap. I had a 1 hour nap from 1 to 2 o'clock every day because my kids were little and they were napping. And I was like, I'm working from home. I'm doing an entrepreneurship thing. They're home with me. I need to nap with them because they're high energy and I'm working at the same time. So I would
Yeah.
calendar in that nap. So calendar in, it sounds crazy, but calendar in a no work period. Calendar in your TV time. I want to watch TV for this hour. Calendar it in so that way you block out your time and nobody can schedule the time in there. Then I want you to pick a task to outsource. We're going to talk about outsourcing, but I want you to pick a task to outsource this month, the month of March. Right now we're in March, but whatever month you're listening to this, pick a task to outsource. I don't care what it is. It could be responding to emails, it could be sending out invoices, whatever task you want, something small that you want somebody to handle for you, and find somebody to do it. I don't care if you use Fiverr, you can use Upwork. I don't care what site you use to find somebody to help you. Find somebody to help you get these tasks done, to relieve you of having so much stress on your shoulders. Because Rome was not built in a day, but it also wasn't built by one person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my power play for the day.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
remember
let's
to breathe.
go ahead.
We're just gonna say, remember to breathe. That's it. Remember to
Remember
breathe.
to breathe. I would say I ain't got nothing to add to that. That's the power play of the day. If y'all need any like resources, I would recommend like creating like a habit tracker. You know what I
Mm.
mean? As you're sitting down in your stillness and you're breathing and doing whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, just make time to remember who you are, the things that you like, and then create a habit to like to keep you in that space or in that state so that you don't miss the checkpoints. You know what I mean? Like don't so you don't miss that. So that was a really great power play of today. And let the church say amen.
Amen. Where two shall agree. All right, everybody. Don't mind us. We got no sense.
Yes.
um, I think this is it for this episode. Session. I'm gonna say
Session.
session.
Yes.
Session. Well, this is it
Yeah.
for this session. um, we have a new website up. We'll go ahead and link it for you guys. Take a look at it. You can catch all the old episodes. If you want to have a conversation with us, if you need help with marketing, with your business, some coaching, whatever you need, you want to reach out, you'll have a call with both of us and we'll figure out the best way to help you and take you to the next level. Please do that. Tre'elle, anything you want to add on to this?
Yo, we'll see y'all in the next section. Let's go.
Yes, bye.